Good afternoon, everybody. It has been requested I show a video on how to build one of the wicking beds that I use in the garden. So finally getting time to get around to it. Basic materials that you need are, I use a 150-gallon Rubbermaid as my tub. That thing's gonna probably outlive me. You need I am using 1.5 inch Schedule 40 PVC. You need an 8-inch section that's going to go into this part, which screws in here. If I can screw it in there properly, there we go. The 8-inch section, which will be glued. I'm just going to dry fit it for right now. A 90. Then you need a 20-inch section, and that is your drain and set point for height. Now this one is going to be just a little short because this should be able to flood this in its entirety. As long as your dirt level is below the top of this rim, this one will work. And then with the 150 gallons, you also need a 26-inch piece where the bottom third has holes drilled all throughout it, so that the water can flow through that, can absorb some oxygen and oxygenate the water and aerate the water as it fills the bottom third of the tub. Now this tub, this is going to sit in there like that. 26 inches brings it to just above this. And then there's just going to be this large rock, and I've got the pile over there. I'm going to grab the tractor, bring this over there towards the pile and fill this. This will be about this full, about half full of rock. Then I will grab the road fabric, put a double layer of road fabric down, and then I'll fill the rest of it up, probably about to here, full of dirt or good compost in that last video that you saw. And then from there it will all settle, and each year after that I can add just a little bit more. So let me take this apart. I'm not gonna attach this one, just so that if I do need to maintenance this, I can take it out. So that way the only thing that is going to be glued is this 8-inch section. So let me glue that, stick it on there, let that dry, and then grab some rock, fill this, and then I'll bring you guys back probably after it's filled and I'm about to top it off so you can see what it is. But let me glue this real quick for you, so I find a good spot to set you. Proper application. So again, the only reason that these two are glued is so that it doesn't just pop out. I can still easily adjust everything right here, and that way I can also attach it and unattach this, meaning that I can mend this or take this whole thing apart and use this separate as a tub again if I ever so needed to. So let me fill this up with stone and then I'll bring you back when I do the road fabric. Alrighty, so that took a little bit longer than anticipated, but I didn't actually move this. I felt like just getting a short workout in. So as you can see, this is full of stone, just a little bit shy of halfway up this middle rung. It's actually a little low. I'll probably grab a few more over for the edges there. But that's as full as I'm gonna put us. This is the road fabric I just had on there when I remembered I was filming this, so I had to go take it off. This is going to fit in like this. And that'll separate the dirt compost growing area from the stone. This one's going to be a little bit deeper on the dirt compost area than the ones that I have previously made. I raised it up a little bit more with some more stone, and the other ones, this one I'm going to leave a little deeper just as an experiment. But we've got our end pieces right here. Set that in. We've got our water add right there. We've got our stone. Now this is loosely packed. This isn't tight packed. I want as much air pockets in here as possible. The only ones that I sort of hand placed and fitted were around the pipe here to keep it from falling over, and then the top is just to general make sure there weren't any sharp points that would pierce this. So the dirt is actually going to sit on top of this, and the water will wick its way up through the road fabric and keep the dirt from just caving in and filling the entire base. So in essence, I'm going to have, this is 150 gallons. I'm a little bit more than halfway full. I've got a lot of stone in there, so at least 30 gallons of water in the base of this. Once the soil is fully saturated, I should have at least 50 gallons of water in here. That's more than enough water to keep the garden happy for at least a week during worst temperatures, probably 2 or 3, especially if it rains a little bit. Being in the Northeast, you probably don't need these, but I find them very convenient because I can walk through my garden without bending over. Everything is at waist height, and I can just pick the weeds as I go down one way, go around the other side. Everything's waist height. I don't have to worry about watering it. I don't have to worry about chickens or ducks getting into it. I do have to fence it off because last year my cows did get into this. But let me go grab the tractor, pick this up, go to the compost pile, fill it, and then place it, and I will see you when I get to that point. Alrighty, so I was lazy. I went and grabbed the tractor. Normally I bring this, which you can see is setting on the forks, to the compost pile and load it up there. I decided to bring the compost pile to here, so let me fill this all in, pack it down, and then I'll get this moved and placed and show you that last little bit at the end. Find a semi-decent spot for you. You aren't going to be able to see much there. Alrighty, so this is the finished product. This whole thing will settle. It'll have to add some more topsoil to it in the end. But I'm filling it right now. And once she finally floods all together, I'm going to let her set for 3 days. So it'll kill anything that's growing in it right now. It'll be like the bottom of a riverbed. And then I'll drain it. I would love to figure out a way to better economize the draining of that each year, but because right now it's just going right into the grass. Maybe I'll collect it somehow. I'll figure that out this summer. But that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beautiful wicking beds. Each one has the area of a 3x6, especially when planted properly. And like I said, I don't even have to bend over to weed it. I obviously should mow a little bit better. You can see the grass got thrown on it. But that's where this flooding helps fix. So I'm going to top all those off once I'm done flooding this. This might take a minute. It's a 150 gallon tub that it's, if lucky, is half full right now. So maybe I'll speed this part up. There you can see it start to flood right now. They're finally up to the top. I'm gonna let that just soak in over the whole thing, and then once she's fully flooded, let her set for a few days. Alrighty, we just started overflowing there, so the rest of this will just start settling and absorb all the moisture. That way I know she's fully set. Until next time, everyone.